Just messing around. Hooked up a fun rig. Plugged in the big board. Having fun with it. And I've got it plugged in to 2 amps. My normal studio rig, which is the Vox Cambridge Reverb. And in front of the Vox Cambridge Reverb, I've got the Echo Rec or the Sound City Echo Master. And then, of course, the PR12. So I've got the Echo Rec only in front of the Vox, and then the PR12 straight. And there's the board. The Duelist is there. It's underneath here. The Duelist is under the bottom. Always there. So that's nothing. So that's trim on the Vox and the Echo Rec on the Vox. But all back there, so. That's no pedals. That's the Echo Rec in front of the Vox, the real one. So that's technically the only pedal on right now. I would love to come back to Russia. What's my amp EQs? Okay, so here again. Here's the Vox, which has the Echo Rec in front of it. So that's the delay you're hearing. And here's the settings on the Vox. Bass and treble kind of straight up. Has reverb. And I have the trim on the Vox, very fast but with almost no depth. And then here is the PR12 settings. Turn treble down a little bit. So that's what's going on right now with nothing on. So I already saw some questions about what year Vox. It's a 60s Cambridge Reverb, a tube one. How much reverb do I like to use? A lot. No, it is a Benson. It's just the import version, so it's called a Sound City. Those are the ones that used to come to the States. So that's the Echo Rec. You want to hear the Volante? Alright. Here's no echo from the Echo Rec. And here's the Volante. To be fair, the Volante is going to 2 amps. I mean, the Volante is pretty incredible. No, I'm not left-handed. It's the camera, obviously. Learn songs, man. The Gig Rig G2 does my amp switching for me. So I don't have a dedicated one. It's built in and it's built into my main switcher. Do I mostly play stereo? Well, I don't use a lot of stereo sounds as far as like, you know, ping-ponging or anything like that, but I do normally use 2 amps, so technically, yes, I'm normally in stereo. I just like the sound of 2 amps together. How's the Gray guitar? I love it. It's an excellent guitar. I've used it quite a bit here in the studio since I got it. I'm using tremolo. Right now there's a little tremolo on the Vox amp. How do I set my EQ? By ear, always by ear. What was my first ever electric guitar? A little teeny Strat copy. Still have it. The Volante gets pretty close to the Benson. It doesn't have all the vibe and noise, but it also does way, way more. So there's the Volante. And here's back to just the Echo Rec. Again, it's just on the Vox. So. These are Ron Ellis pickups, yeah. What do I think about the Revival Drive? It's awesome. Here, check it out. This is my favorite sound on the Revival Drive. Kind of my Hendrixy thing. Here it is. The Revival Drive. Best amp in the world, Super Reverb. What's my favorite overdrive pedal? My Chula, of course. Do more expensive pedals store your favorite settings? Some pedals do. Yeah, the Echo seems to have more top end and the repeats in the Strymon. Maybe the way I have that patch on the Volante. That's just a specific sound that I have on the Volante. I'd have to really, like, you know, dial them in to be the same, which it would get close. How's the Chase Bliss Revival? Well, the Revival Drive is Origin Effects, and it's great. That's what you were just hearing. Chase Bliss stuff is also great. I'm a huge fan of their stuff. Do I normally pan my delays? No, but I'm experimenting a lot with different things on different amps, and that's something that I'm going to do a lot with the big Myriad, which will be here very soon. I know people keep asking, but it will be here soon. Hey, what's up, Dan Drive? What's up, my buddy? Good to hear from you. Do I ever use Les Paul? Sure, plenty of time. The reverb you're hearing right now is just from the amps. Do I ever use Les Paul? Let's see what else. What are my Revival Drive settings? Here's my Revival Drive settings on the right side, the left side, the red side. This is my main sound from the Revival Drive. Hopefully that helps. But I like the red side. It's super ruling. Can I give you a tour of the pedal board? Well, sure. What do you want to know? There's a lot of videos of where we walk through this board when I built it with Dan, so you can see that, or the Andertons video. But if you have any questions, I'd happy. People said Vox are not good for Fenders. Fenders are better. What's my opinion? It just depends. I use a Vox and a Fender together, and I love that they both take the pedals differently. So, are you writing, recording an album at the moment? No, I'm not. I have the live one coming out soon. I'm trying to figure out what the next studio record will be. Neck thickness. I like V-necks. This board is heavy. If I had to pick 8 pedals, what would they be? Chula, well, I'm actually doing that right now. I'm making a small board next on a Schmidt Array 250. The Bog is in the other room on another board. But quite honestly, I mean, I love the Bog, but the Vemram is my main fuzz now. I designed it. So, I already forgot. What's the time frame for the live album? Soon. Silver or blackface? Both. Ibanez TS9X, never played it. I like the TS10, which is the reason I set my duelist to do the TS10 sound, kind of. Those were power things around the Revival Drive, because I used the gig rig power thing. Checked out the double treble pedal from Honeybee, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot like a Duelist. It seemed like it was kind of copying a Duelist. How would I set a high headroom blackface amp volume wise? Well, I mean, it depends obviously on the room, you know, but I like to be loud, so I need normally 40 watts. Tube Screamer with a Vox, okay. Yeah, but I only use Tube Screamers with Strats. Only. Will there be a video of building the new smaller board? Yes, I'm going to shoot something. I'm going to be putting it together. It's going to be cool. It's going to have Chula, my Myriad fuzz, 2 small delay pedals, Flashback Mini and another small one, and the H9, and controlled by the Morningstar. Do I use 2 notes for cab simulation? No, I don't have a 2 notes. I have an aux that I use sometimes when I need that kind of thing. But I mean, I have my studio, so it's really easy for me to mic up amps. So I don't often have to do it. Who's a singer on Better Off? That's Charles Jones, the great Charles Jones. Do I have a luthier buddy? Yeah, sure, when I need setups. But I can do, you know, the light lifting myself. Midwest tour? Don't know. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to figure out touring the States. It's the hardest thing. If I ever played a Langines acoustic, no. Our modern Super Reverb's good. They're okay. I had a guitar teacher as a kid. I just don't like the way a Tube Screamer sounds with my telly. I only hear that sound. I'm not a Tube Screamer guy. I only want that sound when I'm playing a Strat, so that's the main thing. So like with this, you know, with the telly, I normally am playing the Chula or the Fuzz. You saw me under the bridge. Did I get that Selmer amp home? There it is. Not the cabinet, though. The cabinet is still at Dudley's house. What mics do I like? My favorite combination these days is a vintage Shure Unidyne 3, technically, and this Mesanovich ribbon mic. Those are my favorite combination these days. Come to Spain. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to come everywhere where everybody wants to see me play. Best affordable Fender amp. Man, a Pro Junior is a good amp, but for me, I'd always start with buying a Silverface. Where am I from? Well, I live in Los Angeles, but I grew up in Florida. Can I play Better Off? Can I play the Gray? Sure, I can do all those things. Sure. I got all my guitars right here. Here's Better Off. I remember you, Scourgeon. The Casino, correct? favorite overdrive and delay Desert Island, that would be my Chula and Echo Rec. Collaboration with Peter Frampton. I'd have to know Peter Frampton. I don't know. No. Our modern Super Reverb's good. They're okay, but it would be nice. All right, somebody said the Duelist. Before I switch guitars away from the Strat, let me turn the delay back down. Here's the Duelist. Here you go. So that's my Duelist sound. It's the right side, the string singer side. I only use that side. So I think he's going to make me a single-sided Duelist with just that side. Rosewood or maple, depends on the guitar. I lean maple on Strats and Tellys. Have I tried the Third Stone Fuzz? It was my main fuzz for about 4 or 5 years. Love it. And then the BOG became my main fuzz after that, and that was when I started designing the Myriad Fuzz, which is, of course, my main fuzz now, because I helped design it. So they're all tremendous. The BOG is a tremendous, tremendous pedal, as is the Third Stone Fuzz. Do I recommend attenuator for a 35-2 Rock at home? Well, the 2 Rock has a master, so I don't think you need an attenuator. What's my number one tip for someone looking to improve music in general? Learn songs and take every gig you can possibly take. Favorite venue to play? Baked Potato. I love just being there and the history of it. What was the question I got? I missed a question. You're playing a gig in Long Beach on August 3rd. Oh, thanks, Mick. Thank you for listening, and glad you can enjoy what I do. I really appreciate anybody who likes anything I do. How often do I refret my guitars? Very, very often. Here, before I switch from the Strat as well, I'll give you a little bit of the Myriad Fuzz. No, I'm not going to be at Summer NAMM. I'm home in LA. How do I make a living off of music? I try. Here's the Myriad Fuzz. Don't hate me. I have a studio. They can't hear me outside my house. Alright. Everybody wanted to hear the Gray. So here comes the Gray. The Belly Up. I have played there, yeah. Is Face my preferred? Yeah. Yeah, I'm a fuzz face guy when it comes to fuzz. Have I tried the Mini Banded Gypsies? No, I haven't. How do you know when you need a refret? When you can feel it and when your intonation stinks. What do I think about stainless steel frets? I love that they last. I hate how they sound and feel. So unfortunately, I can't use them. What was the $100 question? Are there good pedals under $100? Absolutely, especially if you buy used. I've seen plenty of COT 50s, which is half of a Chula, for $100. Do I ever stack the Myriad? No, it doesn't need anything. I sometimes put the Myriad on top of Purple Plexi, which is a nice sound. What's the one guitar to take to a session to cover all genres? Oh, that's absolutely a Tele, without question. The Tele is always the only guitar I know I can take to any gig, any session, any style of music, and feel perfectly comfortable that I can cover the gig. Sorry. Whatever. Close enough for the blues. This pickup is so great and dark. The Myriad has been very stable across different, different temperatures. Without the echo record. Sorry, these strings need to go. It's a great Tele. Here's my other Tele. I wore those strings out on a session the other day. They're toast. Here's my Chapin. Coming to Florida? Yeah, February I'm planning a trip. Do I give lessons? Sometimes. Thin line Teles? I like them. Do I play Les Pauls? Sure. I'll grab one in a minute. Do I have a mule? I do. It's a monster. I'll be playing it on TV show on Monday morning. How often do I change my strings? Every gig. I don't know. I haven't booked the gigs yet. They're going to be before the Blues Cruise. Well, the gray has a rosewood board, has a P90 in the neck. They're totally different. Next Europe tour is in April, May. I use 13s on the mule. Oh yeah, Gabriel strings are the best. So like here's the Chula with my Chapin. So that's kind of my sound, obviously, Chula and this guitar. Who's inspiring me lately? Julian Lage, Bruce Foreman, Charlie Parker. How do custom shop tellies compare? Man, tellies and strats, you just have to play them all. Funky Biscuit, I'm probably make that happen. We'll see. How often do I change tubes? Just when they need them. So usually about once a year on an amp. Do I have injuries in my hands? No, luckily I haven't ever had any hand problems yet. If I ever do, I'll lower the strings. How long have I had this Chapin? Since 2006. Is your Morgan amp a souped up Princeton with a 12-inch speaker? Yes. And it has more headroom than a normal Princeton, and it has better reverb, and it has the JS12 has a boost circuit as well. Music and architecture. That's interesting. Yeah, you can contact me off of here if you want to ask me a question or anything about stuff like that. Can I show you some 251 ideas? Should I practice scales? Man, scales are different, you know. Everybody thinks about scales in a different way. I don't think about scales. Who's my favorite slide player besides Derek Trucks? Lowell George, Dwayne Allman, Ry Cooder. Electric guitars sound better with age, depending on the finish. If it's a big, thick, normal finish, it doesn't really make a difference. Am I coming back to Harry Nilsson? I was just there a couple weeks ago, so but I'm sure I will. 6 V's for 6 L's. I like 6 L's better. They're just my sound. Favorite way of getting out of a rut? Learn songs. Always learn songs. Scale sequences. I don't work on scale sequences or 3 per string, things like that. I just think about chords. What chords are next? Do I like Warren Haynes? Yeah. But I mean, yes, my favorite slide players. Those are my top 4. And then Elmore James. Can I play a good old Jimmy Vaughn 12-bar blues? I mean, if you want me to. Like... Not Jimmy Vaughn, but some blues. It's me. Who's my favorite songwriter? Wow, ever? That's a difficult one. I have so many favorite songwriters. I don't think I could pick just one. Where's that video you posted where you played my favorite things as an intro? I play that sometimes as an intro to Penance. Chapin guitars, Chapin guitar. I love how you always put Chapin guitars. Yep, I'm playing my Chapin guitar. Put the choke all over the neck, Dennis. Can you find these little licks in a grab bag anywhere? I think, JTC, that we can indeed find many of these licks that I'm playing right now inside my JTC pack, the Blues grab bag, which there will be another one of those coming out soon. And it's a really great quick lesson pack for jumping in and learning some of my go-to licks and ideas over blues. It's really, it is a grab bag. That's a good way to put it, of ideas, my type of ideas. And if you want a, more in-depth type lesson, you can, of course, grab my TrueFire, but that's really long and expensive. But awesome. I put a lot of work into that one, too. Do I find the pick works better? I've just always used a Fender heavy shape, so I'm just used to it, and now I use this gravity. I play standard tuning. Have I ever had a vintage telly really get you? No. Unlike Strats, I've never played a telly that just made me think I should stop playing this guitar. There's never been one that just made me go, It's so much better than this guitar and connects with me more than this guitar. Yeah. So no, not yet. And yes, in all seriousness, please get my Jam Tracks Blues grab bag. Robben Ford impression? Living in a Fool's Paradise? Oh, I love the way Robben plays Fool's Paradise. That's a monster tune, and he plays great stuff. Do I see different things when I'm playing in minor and major keys? Yeah, sure. I'm just thinking about the chords. What chord's next? Always. And yes, I'm playing 13s in standard tuning. And no, my hands aren't made of stone. But they are strong because I don't ever take any days off. Where do I see the blues 50 years from now? Are you positive or scared at how it's developing? I'm scared at how it's developing. Blues keeps getting splintered and splintered and splintered further into this factions of, traditional blues, blues that fans like, and rock blues. Nobody's trying to make like contemporary blues. There's very few and far between guys trying to truly make just great new blues and do something interesting. And that disappoints me. But also, people aren't supporting people that do that. It's like, I'll make an album full of all these originals that I put a ton of thought into, trying to push blues forward, and another guy make a record that has Messing with the Kid and Sweet Home Chicago on it for the 8 millionth time, and it'll do better than me. Or he'll do better at a festival, get a better crowd response than I'll get. So, that's the funny thing with blues fans. They're difficult sometimes. I have not tried the Jackson Broken Arrow. So... I've heard good things about it. Can I play the Josh Williams? Yeah. Who's doing contemporary blues? Gary Clark Jr., Kev Moe, me, Eric Gales, Kirk Fletcher, Matt Schofield, Robben Ford, Selwyn Birchwood, Jericka Singleton, Nick Moss Band. Those guys are trying to write new great songs. Bonamassa, Guy King. They're working on song, not just playing the same stuff. They're trying to do something that speaks to how they hear the blues. And, a lot of times people aren't always open to that. What's my favorite blues album? I can't choose one. Might be B.B. King Blues is King, Bobby Bland Dreamer. Those are some of my favorite records. It's hot out here, and then I turn the air on, so. See if I missed any other questions. Try it someday. Try what? Oh, the file. Practicing with a looper. I do it sometimes, especially when I'm trying to figure out stuff to play over weird changes. I'll put those changes in and play over it. Some blues people are mad when you do anything, not necessarily jazz, when you do anything different. Me and 9 other guitarists playing in a Long Beach Spetch Blues under 21. Ruling, man. Good luck. Do I dig Joey Landreth? Yes, he's an exceptional musician and person, and I love him. What do I think about hearing loss? I've been lucky in that regard. I've told this story before, but I've been tested over the last 10 years apart, and my hearing didn't change at all. That's because I have a lot of earwax, and it's gross, but also lucky. Ooh, listen to that P90, bro. Favorite Stevie Ray album? Couldn't Stand the Weather. Do I change EQ with different guitars? Sometimes. Best Strat overdrive? Oh, the Duelist, without question. I know I say that all the time. My G2 is in front. None of my amps have effects loops. They're all vintage style amps. This is my Josh Williams Mockingbird. Kirk and I play well together, record an album. You know, maybe one day. Maybe one day. So, man, I always wanted a 335 style guitar with P90 neck humbucker bridge. I thought it would work really great, and it does. Like, here they are together. Yeah. Great guitar. Spanish omelet. Not with an onion. I only like onions when they're really cooked down, fried. Let's go, how about this guitar? Have I ever performed with Nile Rodgers? No, but I've met him, and he was really nice. I should visit Estonia. I would love to do that. That was my Josh Williams Mockingbird. That was straight into the amp right now. No pedals on. Oh, and the Echo Rec was on just the Vox. Is it hard to make a living as a blues guitarist? Yes. It's hard to make a living as a guitarist or a musician in general. It's just really hard. Hey, Una. Yeah, I love Germany. Can't wait to come back, as always. Who's my biggest inspiration? B.B. King and Albert King. Cool shirt, Little Walter, yeah. Red Bubble. That's where I got the shirt. So this is my new Frank Brothers guitar. You got to play my Black Telly in Norway last year. Thank you. Yeah, I love it. This guitar really sounds good. How often do I tinker with my gear? Every day. I will be back in Australia next year without question. I'm based in Los Angeles. Here's, check this guitar out with the purple plexi. Let me get my sound back together. Good guitar here. Why don't you sound like Tell Your Daughter Thank You? What do I think about Art? Well, obviously I produced his record and he's my friend. He's great. So, yes, this guitar is Karina. Come to Chicago. Working on September or October, buddy. I'll be there. I do have a course on TrueFire and on Jam Track Central. I have a very long, in-depth one on TrueFire, and I have lots of shorter ones on Jam Tracks where it's more about my soloing. So, grab one. Please, I appreciate the support. What happens with G-string on a Strat? Why is it easily out of tune? Well, it's G-string on all guitars is always easily out of tune. I mean, there's a fine balance between intonating your guitar. There's always, compromises that need to be made. Just depends on what's most important to you and where you want to be the most in tune on the neck, because there's always a compromise. How do you create a memorable riff, something that would inspire a kid to want to learn guitar? Man, to me, memorable riffs and solos are about communicating what you're feeling and hearing as quickly and directly as possible, and honestly, at least when you're improvising. As far as writing a song, everybody does it their own way, and if I could create a riff that inspired generations of kids, I would have done it. KLM just lost Matt's guitar. It happens, I always fear it, and it's happened to me before, and I've always got him back. That's life as a traveling guitarist. You said you love Charlie Parker. Do I transcribe other instrumentals? Absolutely. Singers even. I'll learn their singing phrasing on guitar. Manchester gig next time in England? I don't know. Let's hope. What's on my current pedal board? A lot. My nuts are bone on all my guitars. Bouncing between chord lines and playing solo blues. New Jersey? I don't know. But the best way to move between chords and solos is to find your... Like for me, it started with this little A6 chord. Stuff like that, I don't necessarily sing it in my head when I play, but when I'm working on stuff, I'll sing stuff in my head and then try to learn it, because you always will sing a different lick. Like, if I just start a blues... Like I probably never would have played that. Something like that, So I'll sing a lick and then play it, and it'll help me find new ways to phrase licks. That helps me sometimes. Christian McBride with Kev Mo, I have seen that. It's great. And Christian McBride is a mofo. What's up with my new fuzz? The Myriad fuzz? It's an absolute monster. If you want the best gigging man's fuzz, that's the one. Can you talk about traveling more with the guitars? I just use my Reunion Blues double bag, which is amazing, and I put that inside my Enki flight case, which is the best solution I've ever found. Because then I can check the guitars and not have to carry them all day on international flights, not worry about sneaking them on. Yes, there's a possibility they'll lose them, but that's life. But then when I get to the gig, I can open up that flight case, which is almost indestructible, and pull out my double bag and have a double bag for the tour. Favorite guitar-related show on YouTube? Definitely the Pedal Show. Those are my brothers. Someone said, what's my favorite sound on the Line 6? It's this one. This Magnatone. My fuzz is absolute. And I'm using a Korina guitar, so this is the sound, man. It's kind of the Lonnie Mac sound. Further on up the road. That's the Lonnie Mac sound right there. Korina with the Magnatone trim. So that's coming from the Line 6. Nice, man. Have I gigged my Gamble guitar? I have, and I've used it quite a bit here in the studio. It's a great junior style guitar. Yeah, Lonnie Mack. No changes on the pedal board since the pedal show. This is about the happiest I've ever been with a pedal board. Mad Professor pedals are incredible, and I used the Deep Blue delay for years. Do I play other instruments? Yeah, I play bass. I play, anything with strings on it. I can play a little banjo, a little mandolin, things like that. And I could do this. No, the tightrope setting was more of a Leslie thing from my H9. There you go. This is for you. Here's my shuffle. That's it. Whatever. I get to play every day because I got the studio, so that's nice. It is great to still be 12 years old. That's why music is so great. All right, everybody. I'm going to hit it. Did I miss any other questions? Do I have online tutorials? Absolutely. TrueFire and JamTrack Central, JTC. So please pick them both up and help me out. Give us out on the tiles. What do you mean? These tiles? On the wall? This is the way I built my studio. So, like, here's my live room, looking from the door. That's where the drums were. There's the ISO booth there. Here's where I was just sitting. Lots and lots of amps. Good night, Norway. Lots of guitars and amps and awesome shit. Looking into the control room. I'll show you guys that. There's like the sound lock, airlock they call it. And here's the control room. Here's stuff going on, planning for the new small board that's coming from Schmidt-Array. There's Magical Studer 24 track. No, I only use batteries with fuzzes. Here's some gear. Here's a lot of gear. Here's some real gear. There's a Magical Trident console, vintage Trident. There's my babies, my ATCs. The most agonizing but amazing purchase of my life that I saved for years to do. Here's the backup Studer. We're using parts from both to make one excellent machine, and now that is the one. So this one won't be here much longer. Hell, I'll show you the whole studio. We've also got a bathroom. There's a toilet. Shower. So when people come to make a record here and I produce for them, they can stay here in the guest bedroom, which is a mess at the moment, but more guitars everywhere. There's my EMT plate. That's a real plate reverb, folks, behind the guest bed. Magic shit. Extra baffles, fridge, coffee machine. It's a real studio. That was a labor of love. What other eminent speakers besides my own? The Alessandro is excellent. The Wizard, the Tone Spotter, the Red Fang, the CV65, 75 is the best speaker for a Marshall. They make great stuff. That is a big reverb. It's a big plate reverb, a real deal. There's my vintage Gretsch kit. There's the Leslie in there in the booth for the B3. C3, actually. So that's my studio, everybody. There's my B15, best recording bass amp of all time. There's my Two-Rock 412 open back. There's my Selmer, my Benson Reverb, Echoplex. There's my Two-Rock. There's a Harvard and a Tweed Bassman 55, Magical. And there's the Echo Rec and what I've been playing through here today, the PR12 and the Vox. And there's my main amp, the JS40. So, thank you everybody for hanging with me this afternoon. Now I'm going to try and get some work done. I appreciate the hang. Yeah, hope you're all well, and see you all soon. All right, later.